Beautiful scenes at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex. The lights are out for a Monday night football encounter of epic proportions. The last two champions of the Jamaica Premier League face off in the second round. Harbour versus Mount Pleasant. Harbour winners in 2022, Mount Pleasant winners in 2023. And they square off after Mount Pleasant had beaten Harbour in the first leg encounter. We have the chance of hearing from the coaches.
Ludlow, only once this season so far have Harbour managed back-to-back victories, but with that kind of performance last week, how encouraged are you that they can perform the art again?
You know, we are very encouraged for this one. This game is just more than a game for us today, you know, and I hope that our emotions don't get the better of us, and I will come out here and we execute just as we did last week.
Talk to me about last week as well, because in that 4-2 performance, as you said, scoring 4 goals, totally dominating the procedure. But then, as you said, it's just not something that happens consistently for Harbour. Is that something you've looked at as well? How to get back-to-back performances of quality?
It could be the combination of personnel that you have on the pitch, you know. Ever since the start of the round, I think we've been getting a stable unit, although we would have lost a hard-fought game to Cavalier and to Arnett Gardens. But I think the Humble Lion game would have brought together a good set of cohesion amongst the players. And going up against a very good Mount Pleasant team here today, I think it's a very good opportunity for us to display our talent.
And 10 out of the 11 players that started the last game are starting here again today. Is that a sign of that?
Yeah, that's a sign of the stability that we're looking for. And Priestley returning to the starting lineup will add a little bit more credence to the performance here today.
An eye-opening performance last week where Malines really tested you and so on. Did that make you go back to the drawing board and analyze things as a unit, as a team, and really make you decide where you need to go and how strong you need to perform in games?
Well, yes, as a technical staff, you know, every game you have to do your own reflection, and the Mo Lions game is no different. But it's a different game tonight. I know the Harbour team, they'll be up for it, but I guess we'll be up for it as well.
We saw that you arrived very early today to perform, obviously, a long-ish trip from the North Coast. Was that to settle the minds, prepare early for a big game like this?
Well, yes, we always on time, you know, we always prepare because, again, we know the nature of the competition, we know the nature of the game we have to play this evening. But I guess we're up for it.
2-0 out last time, you dominated it. Well, I mean, the scoreline, there was a thorough victory from a Mount Pleasant perspective. All of your squad fit. Is that key for today, even though Harbour at a different point in their season?
Well, no, we don't want to look on the last result, you know. Again, it's the back end of the season, you bring new players, everything. So it would be a whole different ball game tonight. We expect a different Harbour team. They're up against a Mount Pleasant team. But tonight we want to dominate possession, we want to dominate the midfield, we want to make a lot of penetration passes in the final third and get the ball into the back of the net to get behind this Harbour team.
Here's a recent head-to-head between these two teams. Of course, we start from the bottom of your screen. Mount Pleasant beating Harbour, and Harbour returning the favour in that encounter. 2 draws subsequent to that, 1-1 and 0-0, and then Mount Pleasant earlier this season, last year, beating Harbour 2-0. Harbour really having a slow start to the season. They've since then come alive, and Mount Pleasant perhaps dropping points against the Lions, who they've had their own measure of resurgence. But let's see how this encounter fares inside the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex. Coaching setup there. Mount Pleasant players on the bench. Goalkeeper coach Warren Barrett, David Ferguson and Theodore Tapper Whitmore, the coaches at the helm of this unit. Harbour riding high after a 4-2 win over Humble Lion, where they were 4 up after 70 minutes. Changes that they rang on perhaps broke down the chemistry, the fluidity of their structure and organization, and they conceded 2 late goals courtesy of the Dr. James Thomas. Sean Fraser, among others in the coaching staff there, analyzing and scrutinizing, having their own conversation. But Chris Taylor expecting this one to really produce quality. We're hoping it really does. But your thoughts on the lineup as we see the teams getting ready to walk out?
2 strong lineups. I agree with Ludlow Bernard that you want to find a set of players that you can start with consistently, build that chemistry, build the performances. And for the first, I would say 75 minutes of that last game for Harbourview, total domination, probably the best we have seen them this season. We're leading by 4-0, then made a lot of changes and brought Humberland into the game near the end. But yeah, if he can produce that kind of performance, made some critical changes. I remember Demar Rose came into the starting lineup for that game, and his hope was that both himself and Joshua Anglin would have driven that midfield, and they certainly did. That was a big move from Ludlow Bernard. And yeah, also brought on the youngster David Reed to add some width. David Reed ended up scoring the first goal and played well beyond his years. So yeah, if he can produce that kind of performance against, I think the champions will be well tested, who have the deepest squad in the Premier League, do Mount Pleasant. But Moline showed last week that they can be tested, and that was at the home of Mount Pleasant as well. So yeah, I think all to play for. I think this one could be very interesting if that Harbourview team turns up, because they just haven't been consistent throughout the season.
Teams have walked out as we get ready for the national anthem of Jamaica here inside the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex, as the stadium announcer asking all parties present to stand. Excitement aplenty, the atmosphere getting even more electric as these two teams face off. Of course, Ludlow Bernard would have mentioned that there's a bit of personal angst to this encounter, and of course that would have, in my mind, been directly related to Shaquille Bradford, who started the season at Harbourview and was then sent, breaking that loan transfer initially to Harbourview to Mount Pleasant on another loan from his parent club Waterhouse. The referees behind this one: Christopher Mason, Stephanie Dale Yeesing, and Kemar Gale, the assistant. Stefan Duar, the fourth official. Christopher Mason having a word with Sule Matala and Ordalan Harding, the captains for Mount Pleasant and Harbourview respectively. Smiles and hugs. Quick conference for the officials as they get their final word in. A yawn from Priestley. He'll have to awaken quickly. Here's the Harbourview lineup. Glenroy Samuel in goal. A back four of Ordalan Harding, Romain Brackenridge, Garth Stewart and Akima Jones. Jashon Anglin, Kasim Priestley and Demar Rose in the middle of the park. Up top, Rohan Brown, Andre Fagan and David Reed, who has really come of age and scored in the last encounter. They're coached by Ludlow Bernard. Quick look at Mount Pleasant's starting lineup. Shaquan Davis, the favourite goalkeeper, he starts. They have a back four: Fitzroy Cummins, Jamoy Topi, Sulay McCullough, who had the extra time win against Malayan, Shaquille Dyer, Demario Phillips, Romeo Guthrie, and Nathaniel James, the man from Trinidad and Tobago, in the middle of the park. Daniel Green, Devontae Campbell, and Shaquille Bradford up top. Of course, Devontae Campbell out wide, always having tricks and flair and speed. Shaquille Bradford having great goals this season.
Yeah, both teams playing a 4-3-3 formation. A couple of changes for Mount Pleasant as well. I like Devontae Campbell's addition to the team, adding with Romeo Guthrie came off the bench and played well, so he gets the start. And Fitzroy Cummins, I always think the Mount Pleasant back line is better when Fitzroy Cummins is in the mix. And he'll be playing well. He'll probably actually be operating from a right back position, because Dyer and Topi will play the two central positions.
Christopher Mason gets this one going. Demario Phillips got a touch but sent long in the area. Got Stewart with a header. Joshua Anglin trying to head away as well.
Just wondering when the word from Ludlow Bernard that there's a lot of feelings involved and it's very emotional for him. It's about the transfer of Shaquille Bradford. Scored 8 of his 9 goals in the yellow shirt of Harbour View, did Shaquille Bradford, and then he was on loan from Waterhouse, and then Waterhouse sold him to Mount Pleasant, and just 1 goal so far for Mount Pleasant. But yeah, that just happened a couple of weeks ago.
Rowan Brown trying to spark something for Harbour View, stripped of possession. Yeah, that must be on the mind of the players. Of course, he was settling in so well at Harbour View. And I'm sure they'll have a point to prove that he would have been better off staying on the eastern end of the island. Shaquille Bradford has gone to the north coast, sunshine and beaches. Demar Rose on the ball. Akimo Jones. Andre Fagan gets Ron Brown, who has really been a workhorse since his transfer to Harbour View. Good setup. Demar Rose! Demar Rose doesn't score often, but in 2 minutes he has broken through for Harbour View. The Stars of the East. What a dream start for them, Chris Taylor. Feelings aside, the facts remain. Harbour View with the better start after 2 minutes.
Yeah, just 2 goals, just 3 goals in the last 2 years. What a header from David Reed. Was it a chest pass? Actually from Joshua Anglin, their number 7. Brilliant pass. And again, it's that link-up we spoke about. The Anglin to Rose, the Rose to Anglin. And the Rose, well, a thorn in the side of Mount Pleasant. What a finish, Demar Rose. So unusual to see him so deep in the box as well, and just continuing from where they left off in that match against Humber Lion. Great start.
Here they come again, Harbour View. Fagan loses possession to McCullough, who actually fouled him in the end, did Andre Fagan. Play resumes now with Mount Pleasant trying to push forward.
And Anglin, fresh from his man of the match performance last time out in that game, Joshua Anglin. So often Ludlow Bernard has spoken about the need for him to produce so much more, and he knows he has a quality within him, Anglin. That was a magnificent chested pass. So aware, so mature in terms of that move.
Yeah.
And it was just perfectly weighted. It dropped perfectly for Demar Rose.
Shaquan Davis could do nothing about that one.
Yeah. Anglin is that kind of player that I think he could really be a difference maker in a season. You know, if he can produce these kind of performances week in, week out, like what we saw against Humber Lion, Harbour View will be hard to take down. I can see Harbour View finishing these final 7-8 matches in a really strong manner and probably even sneaking into the playoff spots. Who knows?
Not very far off the playoff spots at the moment is Harbourview. Of course, at the start of this game, they were in 9th position. But that was perhaps only about 5 points away from the top 6. So with this particular, if this result remains, they'd move. As we have a quick look at Ludlow Bernard, the head coach of Harbourview. If this result remains, they'd move to 22 points. While Waterhouse on 26 in 6th position, so still 4 points away. And if they continue playing at this level, I'm sure they can rack up enough points to get in that position. But Waterhouse will have a lot to say about that. Actually beat Harbourview in the first round of matches, did Waterhouse. Albeit a different Harbourview team in terms of cohesion and overall fitness and play. Here's at Mount Pleasant with Phillips, the national player for Jamaica. Stripped of possession. Here's Fagan. Gets it to Rowan Brown. Made that Okemo Jones. Fagan gets the return ball. Gets it back. Almost to Rose. Daniel Green having to do some defensive work. Nathaniel James loses possession. Rose chipping this one for Reed. Headed back to the goalkeeper, Shaquan Davis. Brackenridge there, leaving a hand on Bradford. Theodore Tapper Whitmore, head coach of Mount Pleasant. Former Reggae Boys head coach as well. And amidst all that has been said, here's a delivery. Samuel had to play that one away. Mount Pleasant, they have really settled down well after that opening goal. Fitzroy Cummins there trying to connect with Daniel Green, but that one went out of touch. It's a goal kick for Harbourview. I was saying that Peter Whitmore did have a good measure of success with the Reggae Boys in terms of his win percentage. Equal, if not better, with many of the more touted coaches with an overseas passport. And has a Premier League title to his name with Mount Pleasant. Here's Cummins with a throw in, taken quickly. James. Not an even tilt with Devontae Campbell. Anglin plays this one forward for Reed. Reed trying to bring some menace. Tope was there on hand to head it to Shaquan Davis. McCullough. Scots were there. No possession. Bit overzealous from Jashon Anglin, says Christopher Mason. The captain, McCallum. Fouled by Ron Brown. James showed just a bit too much on that occasion. Demar Rose gave it up. Phillips, Campbell. Still Campbell. Fagan and Rose doing well there to keep possession. Here's Okemo Jones. He's onside. Can't find David Reed. Okemo Jones poor in his offensive transition there. And that would have been a great moment had he been able to get a shot off or even pass it to David Reed, who is no slouch in front of goal. But that's only conjecture now. That moment is past, and a sigh of relief, I'm sure, for a Mount Pleasant perspective as they try to build again from the back. Certainly the influence of a Davian Ferguson as assistant coach, seen in the build-up play of Mount Pleasant. Loving to have control of a game. Davian Ferguson loves when his team dominates, keeps possession, dictates the tempo and all. Here's Anglin for Harbourview. Doing well to turn away from danger. Fouled in the end by Bradford. Yeah, that's Davian Ferguson. Coaches at the schoolboy level with Jamaica College as well. Just saw Eugene Williams, they call him Big Head. Coach of Charlie Smith, and of course Arnett Gardens, a former player. Good take by Fagan. Showed a bit too much there. Shaquille Dyer played it out for a corner kick. I made that a throw in, I beg your pardon. Still keeping possession. Christopher Mason will come out with his card. Shaquille Dyer there going into the books early.
Instructions coming from Davian Ferguson. A pretty easy call there for Christopher Mason. Showing the studs dire. Was never going to get away with that. Will certainly leave a bruise on the shin of Jamar Rose. I like the tempo at which Harbourview have been playing so far in the first 15 minutes though. Not looking to slow up the play, moving the ball well, spreading it to the wide areas. Not necessarily just going for those long passes, but short passes.
Here's Demar Rose. Good skill trying to release Fagan. Just a bit too much on it. And Shaquan Davis coming out forcefully and with much alertness.
Demar Rose getting back to his best. Has been plagued with injury. Had a terrible knee injury at the back end of his high school time at Wolmer's when he was a part of the youth program, young reggae boys team. And yeah, just in and out of the teams because of injury. Good to see him getting real match time, and when he's on his game, whichever team he's in will look good because he can really pick up past Demar Rose. The goals are just a bonus. And how he controls the tempo of play.
Yeah, that shows the quality he has. Stefan Adele Singh signals the offside against David Reed. And he has the pace to get that ball, does David Reed.
Very experienced set of officials. Stephanie Dale Singh, one of the most experienced female assistant referees in CONCACAF, not just Jamaica.
Campbell trying to go around Harding. He's looking for the call, but Harding managed to do well. Reed kept it in, but to the benefit of. Now the referee indicates that the assistant referee indicates that it went out. Initially saw that as well.
Yeah, Christopher Mason saw that late, but certainly had gone out of play.
Ron Brown, I like his work rate.
One of those players that came across in the transfer market from Dumble Holding, Ron Brown, where majority of the time he was coming off of the bench for the Portmore-based team, but lots of starts for Harbourview.
Angley.
Not the right decision this time from the Harbourview number 7.
Certainly a lot of neutrals on hand just to watch two quality teams. Set of 4 quality coaches as well. Go head to head. Download the SportsMax app today. Get on the Google Play or the App Store and watch JPL action. Trinidad and Jamaica Premier League action as well, and so much more sporting content on the home of champions.
No smile on her face. She must be a Mount Pleasant fan, even though she's wearing green. Not happy with the first 19 minutes.
Devontae Campbell, number 7 for Mount Pleasant, being treated.
Peter Prendergast is in the house, in the middle. FIFA senior instructor, as well as former FIFA referee. World Cup referee as well in 2002, Peter Prendergast. Went as far as the round of 16 or the quarterfinals in that World Cup. Was supposed to go in 2006, was selected and then got a bad injury, kept him out of the tournament.
Guthrie.
Harbourview team will certainly know all about Shaquille Bradford. They'll be paying him very close attention and will be doing him no favours, I can tell you. Thoughts from a Harbourview perspective were that they had basically built the team around Bradford, and his goal showed everybody trying to support him as a main goal scorer. And his exit, certainly initially, caused a big drought in goal scoring for Harbourview. They seem that they are getting back to their best now, though, as quality teams usually do.
Brown and Nathaniel James there. And then collision there, but I hear that Janae is in the stands. Would love to hear who she's with.
Yes, I'm with Penny. Penny, you've been here since about 5 o'clock, like around 4 or 5 o'clock, so you've been here for a while. You're watching your team Waterhouse play. Talk to me about that match and then segue into what you think about this intense match between Mount Pleasant and Harbourview.
The game against Veer was a pretty decent game. Waters got a lot of chances and they didn't take them. It was very comfortable for us, so I'm glad we get the 3 points because it's been a rough part for us. So we are at 6 now,
Yes.
so we are grateful for it.
Well, you talk about we as if you still play for Waterhouse, so
No,
I need to know when did you leave Waterhouse and how was your Premier League experience?
No, well, I didn't play Premier League actually. I played the youth program like under 13, under 17,
For your
under 15.
Waterhouse.
Yeah, so it's actually in my blood. If you can look at my hand right now, it's actually tattooed in my hand right now.
So why didn't you go on to Premier League?
You know, I just lost the love for football, but just to play. I don't normally play on a Thursday night now. But
Well,
I watch every single game. I even traveled to Mobile the other day to watch Wato. So just a love for the sport and the community as well.
Well, you definitely do have a love for it. You are here today at Anthony Spalding. Talk to me about this match so far. It is Mount Pleasant. They are some strong soldiers in this competition facing Harbourview. Well, Mount Pleasant won last season, Harbourview won the season before, so it is a ding-dong battle. Talk to me, who do you think will win this encounter?
I need Harbourview to win.
You need Harbourview to win.
Yeah, definitely. Demar Rose is my friend since like baby stage, forever.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just here supporting him as well. So I need Harbourview to come out victorious and take the 3 points.
Well, thank you for talking to me, and let's see if that wish will come true for you. Back to you, Chris and Dean.
Well, already you'd have seen DeMar Rose convert in the second minute, but here's Mount Pleasant. Breckenridge had to intervene on that occasion. Samuel mopping up in the end. Samuel, of course, one of 2 TNT nationals on the park. Daniel James for Mount Pleasant, the other one. Free kick for Harbourview to that collision between Dyer and Fagan. Priestley. Stewart. Here they come on Pleasant. Bradford to Guthrie. Daniel Green, save! Follow up! Oh, converted now by Devontae Campbell. 1-1. Mount Pleasant back in it. Not that you expected them to go anywhere anytime soon. From Stush in the Bush to Mount Pleasant. to 1-1. It's happening here in the jungle, Christela.
Big equalizer for Mount Pleasant. Good team goal. Nice build-up initially. Shaquille Bradford will work on the left-hand side. Good one-time pass from Guthrie. The strike sting in the palms of Glenroy Samuel, but he pushed it back into the business here, unfortunately for him. Shot coming in initially from Daniel Green. And yeah, Shaquille Bradford with a swing and a miss as well in the midst of that. But Devontae Campbell made no mistake. Just his second goal this season, Campbell. Coming back into the starting lineup in this match. Came off the bench against Malines and did make a difference in the attack. And now he makes a difference on the score sheet. 25 minutes. It's as exciting as it promised. 1-1.
Shaquan Davis being treated by the medical staff of Mount Pleasant.
Goal scored by player number 7, the one that goes from Mount Pleasant Academy, unofficially number 25. Harbour 1, Mount Pleasant.
That's the part of the SportsMax app. Shaquan Davis finally up now as Christopher Mason signals for the resumption of play. 1-1 between Harbourview and Mount Pleasant. Here's David Reed. DeMar Rose. Andre Fagan gets it back to Rose, back to Fagan. Priestley trying to go around James, gets it in the area. Header! Oh my word! Wouldn't have counted had he placed it on target, was offside.
Wouldn't have known that at the time though, Rowan Brown. Nice play by Kasim Priestley. Good skill to find some space on the left-hand side. And on his preferred left foot. Picked out Brown excellently. Nice waiting on the cross as well. Brown should have hit the target even though it wouldn't have counted.
Daniel Green, having got the call, uses his hand on the face of Ordan Harding, gets a yellow card.
Look, it's yellow. Not the right move from Daniel Green. Almost looked like an elbow as well. Just look at it here. There's a push in the back from Harding. Yeah, he was all over him. Oh, there was a slap from Harding, you know. Harding is looking to get away with it. He missed the other ones. Harding did have a slap in the back of Daniel Green, and that's what he didn't like, so he threw the arm.
Good to see so many fans from Mount Pleasant. They love their team. Pride and joy of St. Anne. In the past, certainly Benfica would have been a standout team for St. Anne. Trey Bennett there. Had a good string of matches for Harbourview. Has always struggled with injury, as Trey Bennett, even from his time at Kingston College. Ordan Harding still being treated. And conference between the players on opposing teams. Sulay McCullough having vibrant conversation with Joshua Anglin and company. Here are the goals so far. What a beautiful chest pass to Demar Rose from Joshawn Anglin. Second minute of the encounter. 1-0 for Harbourview. Cool finish. Shaquan Davis was asking for something from the referee. Could only wipe his face in the aftermath. Good movement from Bradford. Guthrie to Green. Parried in the path of Daniel Devonte Campbell. And that was 1-1 in the 25th minute of the encounter. Good matchup so far. The goals in this one. Harding shown a yellow card as well.
Good refereeing from Christopher Mason. I agree with that, because before the swing from Daniel Green, Harding with a couple of slaps as well in the back of Daniel Green's head. So totally agree that excellent officiating from the FIFA official.
Still all to play for. Stewart. Brown loses possession. Here's Guthrie. Turns around to McCullough. Devonte Campbell. And the referee points to the spot. Devonte Campbell turned on the afterburners. And the defense of Harbourview torn to pieces, bringing down the young number 7 for Mount Pleasant, conceding a penalty kick. And Glenroy Samuel will have a lot to do in this one.
Yeah. What a game Devonte Campbell starting to have there. Scoring the first goal, and well, earning his team a penalty here. Late challenge, just pushed the ball around the defender, did Devonte Campbell. Beaten for pace was the Harbourview back line. And no a chance to take the lead, Mount Pleasant. Glenroy Samuel with things to say.
Of all the people on the park to take this one, Shaquille Bradford. Christopher Mason has his card out. Calling for Romain Breckenridge. Shoulder card.
Not sure why the other members of the team are blocking Breckenridge from coming forward to the referee. There was no way he was going to change his mind. His card was already out. And what they do is run the risk of themselves getting carded. Odalyn Harding already on a yellow card, the captain, so you then run the risk of going down to 10 players. Which, by the way, happened the last time they played. It's going to be Shaquille Bradford.
It will be. Against his old club for half of a season. Glenroy Samuel perhaps would have been involved with penalty shootouts with him in training. Bradford versus Samuel. Oh, got a hand to it, but there was enough venom on it, and Shaquille Bradford punches the air in triumph. 2-1 for Mount Pleasant. Samuel guessed right, got a hand to it, but too much power on that strike.
Times are converted and officially minute 36 in the game. Player number 18, Shaquille Bradford. Pleasant 2.
It promised much and it hasn't disappointed so far, Chris Taylor. And the Ghouls and company must be enjoying it.
Yeah, double digits on the season now for Shaquille Bradford. 2 in the shirt for Mount Pleasant. And just like that, a come from behind lead now for Mount Pleasant after the start from Harbour View. Quite deflating for the Ludlow Bernard coach team, and they have lots of work to do now. And they just need to keep their heads. With frustration setting in and a few yellow cards having to be shown.
Has been a handful, has Campbell. Topi with the stop there, plays it forward. Good play. Have been even better had that flick on pass connected. Still in possession with Mount Pleasant. Another card being shown, this time to Jashawn Anglin. And there's real danger lurking in the ranks of Harbour View. 3 of their players yellow carded so far.
Yeah, I think they're losing control here. And Ludlow Bernard, his unit need to be careful, or yeah, they're going to lose some players.
He did mention that there was some amount of emotion that they needed to manage well, and it hasn't been managed well so far.
Yeah, through the left elbow there, the Joshua Anglin ill-advised and rightfully in the book. They just need to settle themselves. It's just a 2-1 score line. Just take their time and get back into it, but they've lost their heads right now. Look there again, it's a crazy challenge. Unnecessary. And then when the referee, Christopher Mason, does make the call, they're then swarming the referee to argue about it. Yet it was a hand as well as a challenge. That could have been a yellow card for Rohan Brown. Probably should have been. And he gets the last warning from Christopher Mason.
Dangerous moment! Waved off, says the referee. Reprieve for Harbour View.
Thought they had their 3rd goal, Mount Pleasant. What is the signal from Christopher Mason? He's going to the pocket again. Who is in the book this time? Sule McCullough, the captain. Not sure why you're arguing now. Is he saying it was a handle ball from McCullough? Well,
seems that way from the replay. Would love to get another angle.
yeah, inconclusive if you ask me. Put his head to the ball, the hand was close. I think Christopher Mason was saying it was a hand of God moment where he punched the ball into the goal. If so, rightfully booked.
Perhaps the only reason why a yellow card could have been shown because there was no dissent shown by Sule McCullough. We'll get the replay up in a short while. Can Harbourview settle down and build a rhythm? Here's Rose.
Very exciting first half, it must be said. It's lived up to the hype.
It certainly has.
In more ways than one.
Hardy. Rose on the ball. Reed. Looks to be Fagan down. Okay, still alive with Harbourview. Rowan Brown trying to get around McCullough. Here's Topi. Card is out. Once more from Christopher Mason. Chamoy Topi now goes into the book.
Yeah, obviously that came through the headset. Not sure if Christopher Mason saw it initially, decided to stop play. Fagan, the recipient. And another play in the book, this time Jamoy Topi. He's complaining about it. But this game really getting out of hand. Let's see it here. The touch from Fagan. And Topi just continues to run through Fagan. Not sure why, he had already played the ball, Fagan.
Sule McCullough had a handball earlier. Let's have a look at this one here. Yeah, use the hand. Nothing from the head there. Slick if you're a fan of Maradona.
Not slick enough. Maradona got away with his, not Sule McCullough.
Without the level of technology that we have at our disposal now.
There was no technology for Christopher Mason, though. Let's give them credit.
True.
Just on-field officiating. So credit to him for picking that out.
Here's Mount Pleasant with Bradford. He's fouled by Brackenridge. Already on a card is Brackenridge. And just at the cusp of the half-time, 45 minutes, Mount Pleasant with a free kick in a very dangerous central area, or central enough.
Nudge in the back there from Brackenridge. Dangerous when you're on a yellow card too. This is an interesting area. It's some distance out though. Maybe about 30 yards.
Not the mid-peak, but perhaps about 27. Topi, Cummins and Phillips, the candidates, showing interest in this one. Foreman wall set up by Glenroy Samuel. Topi seems the favorite candidate. Sets it, leaves it for Green. Make that Cummings. Shot charged down. Campbell, so much pace. Campbell, get it to the cross. Played away by Harding. Guthrie at the back post. Bradford.
Offside.
Was offside.
Yeah, certainly offside, Shaquille Bradford. Nice build-up again from Mount Pleasant. What moves from Devontae Campbell in the wide area. He's really enjoying this fixture, Devontae Campbell. Scored in the 2-0 win, the second goal. He's already scored here today. He's won a penalty as well and creating so much problems. It's a shame that ball that he put across the box didn't have a blue shirt on the end of it. It deserved a finish. Look at this, right across the 6-yard area. Only yellow available. Yeah, probably comfortably offside in the end was Shaquille Bradford. Always turns up in the right place at the right time.
David Ferguson giving lots of plaudits to Devontae Campbell. Has really been a game changer so far. Had a brief stint, trial of sorts in England, the lower leagues. Denardo Thomas has changed. Looks to be Andre Leslie beside him as well. White tees and jeans. That kind of Monday evening. Samuel has been in the wars. His goal area has been under siege from a Mount Pleasant perspective. And there'll be added time in added time. All of 7 minutes added to the first half for stoppages. Here's Guthrie. Gets it to Green. Threads it through for Bradford. Bradford showed too much. David Reed trying to get away, but Bradford gets it back from Mount Pleasant. Here's Cummings. Topi. Goes wide to McCullough, who plays it forward. Ron Brown definitely having to track back all the way back to give some measure of help for Akima Jones.
Harbourview fan Shaka is here supporting yet again. Got the Harbourview shirt from the Harbourview administration. Was presented to him a couple match weeks ago. Here supporting the Harbourview team, and his team has work to do after such a brilliant start. But the champions have come roaring back, and here they go again.
Akima Jones has been busy trying to keep Devontae Campbell at bay. Seam Priestley. Stewart. Here's Anglin. Jones. Intended pass of Fagan cut out. Still in possession with Anglin. Feeling the effects of a challenge there, but able to continue. Here's Jones. Christopher Mason blows the halftime whistle. It's been an exciting encounter between Harbourview and Mount Pleasant. Harbourview struck first, courtesy of DeMar Rose in the second minute. But Mount Pleasant, they came roaring after Devontae Campbell being involved in all of those goals, darting through to get a penalty, and also finishing after Daniel Green had tested goalkeeper Glenroy Samuel, who palmed it into the path of the oncoming Devontae Campbell. So at the half, Mount Pleasant leads Harbourview 2-1. Excitement all around, end-to-end action, and so much more we can expect come the second half.
Great for Jamaica Premier League action in the jungle. Monday Night Football. The Stars of the East won. The defending champions Mount Pleasant 2. What a first half it has been. High profile fixture brings high profile officials. Christopher Mason, FIFA Central referee in charge of this one. He has a busy first half. And what a start it was for Harbourview. DeMar Rose with the first goal of the season. What a pass from Joshua Anglin, who over the last couple of match weeks has been Harbourview's best player, and he started so well. Controlled pass off the chest from Anglin, and DeMar Rose was composed to beat the ever-present Shaquan Davis, and even with his ability he couldn't keep that out. But Mount Pleasant, it was a wake-up call for them. And then this moment, Green palmed into the business area from Glenroy Samuel. A kick and miss from their main marksman Bradford, but Devontae Campbell was on hand to slot this one home. His second goal of the season, And quite frankly, he was the best player in the first half for Mount Pleasant, Devontae Campbell, causing all kinds of problems for the right-hand side of the Harbourview defence, especially. Here he goes again, Devontae Campbell in his bright orange boots, getting into the area, beaten for pace. The back line of Harbourview, Okima Jones bringing him down, and Shaquille Bradford made it count. Glenroy Samuel got a hand to it, but the pace of the kick from Bradford was enough to put him into double figures. He has 10 on the season. And Mount Pleasant, the lead, 2-1. Bradford still celebrating. That was put in the back of the net by Sule McCullough, but illegally so. Handballed the call from Christopher Mason, and he was booked as well. Then Devontae Campbell again driving down that side, putting in a good ball in and around the 6-yard area. It was converted by Bradford, but he was offside. He was offside. What a half for Mount Pleasant. Great close to the half as well for Mount Pleasant. 4 shots, 3 on target. 1 on target from 2 attempts for Harbourview. Some 14 fouls and 7 yellow cards shown in the first half by Christopher Mason. And we are a bit worried at a point that we wouldn't go into the half with 22 players still on the park. Majority of the possession for Mount Pleasant at 52%, and majority of the goals as well. They lead in this fixture 2-1. And yeah, we go to a break. But before that, Janae has a special guest with her, the likes of Paul Christie, the sporting director at Mount Pleasant.
Yes, and we're here for the Real Nephew Fan Spirits moment. I'm here with a big fan, someone who's very important to the Mount Pleasant Football Academy and that community, Mr. Paul Christie. How are you doing?
Good, good.
A while ago I was in the stands and I was talking to some of the fans for Mount Pleasant, and they were talking about your recent partnership with From the Mountain to the Valley, and I need you to expound on that and tell me what it's all about.
Well, what the partnership is all about is Charlton Academy, who ironically is the 8th largest academy in all of UK, has partnered with the Mount Pleasant family, which sees we'll be exchanging coaching staff, talents. As recent as last week, co-owner Mr. Charlie Medvell and CEO Mr. Jason Morgan and Paul Elliott, they came down here to have a good look at our organization and the facility at the school and at the first team to see how best we will fit in the partnership and to activate. As recently as 2-3 weeks ago, we would have sent over one of our players, Mr. Devontae Campbell, to have a training experience over there. So the partnership is ongoing, and what I can tell you, they like what they see. They gave us some good ideas, and it's just improvement and more improvement on what we already have here.
But the last time we talked, you told me that Mount Pleasant has a lot in store. We're seeing some of that come to fruition right now. But is there anything else for the remainder of the season as we finish a second round, wraps up and we go into the playoffs? Is there anything that we can look forward to?
Well, we have more fine-tuning to be done, and next Monday night we play, week after next we play Montego Bay down here. We might have some more news for the fans of Jamaica and the Caribbean and diaspora at large.
Well, you fans will see him right here. He's very calm and composed, but a while ago when he was in the stands, he was pretty rowdy for his team. Mount Pleasant is getting chances in this encounter so far. But what do you think is going wrong with the chances and it not being able to matriculate into a goal?
Well, as you can see, the intensity is out there, and both teams are playing with a high level of intensity. So it's not as easy as it looks out there. And I hear the coaching staff asking our players just to keep their heads and don't get drawn into any mini squabbles, because the game plan is basically going as instructed, so we just need to keep our head and see this one across the line.
But it looks like that isn't something that you just have to do they just have to do on the pitch as well as in the stands. A while ago you were sitting amongst the company of Mr. Peter Gould, and he was very exciting and anticipating this match. There's a lot of energy, and you seem to have to calm him down. Almost have to take a break and come back. What is the emotion like with the management and administration from Mount Pleasant when the ballers are playing? playing on the pitch?
Well, what I can tell you about the Mount Pleasant organization, it's a privilege working with Mr. Gould and the Gould family, because one thing I can tell you, there's never a day here at Mount Pleasant that anyone gives half. It's full adrenaline intensity at every game, and this is what you catch him today. The same intensity at the training. We're just trying to improve, trying to get better, and the intensity is within our fiber after being at the Mount Pleasant organization. We wanted to institutionalize that intensity that champions are made of, and no one to lead us to that part than Mr. Peter Gould. He's doing a good job at doing that so far.
Well, you heard it here first. Thank you, Mr. Christie. Let's see if that pace and intensity will be shown on the field in the second half with this encounter between Mount Pleasant and Harbourview. We'll be back after the break.
Welcome back to the Anthem, the Sporting Sports Complex, for this Ray Nephew Jamaica Premier League encounter between Harbourview and Mount Pleasant FC. Harbourview trailing by 1-2. What an exciting first half it was, perhaps only tarred by a few, more than a few yellow cards, 7 of them in total. But the football quality certainly was not bad from the eye test, and certainly 2-1 at the half. Not a bad score line. Dean Smith, Chris Taylor with me, and looking forward for second half. Change made by Harbourview. Omar Thompson came in for David Reed. And it looks like another card was dished out by Christopher Mason. Garth Stewart, the 8th person to be carded so far in this encounter. And yet, heading to a place of no return. Three of the Harbourview defenders now on a yellow card. And with the pace of Devontae Campbell, could be very dangerous. Gets by Wanders Campbell, gets in the area, got the shot off as well. And there's a vocal bunch of Mount Pleasant supporters by our commentary area. Perhaps a bit too vocal for a liking, Chris Taylor, but they love what they see from their team, and they have travelled not a few miles. Akimo Jones has been in the races, literally. The pace of a Devontae Campbell, nothing to scoff at. Daniel James, Demario Phillips, Cummings, cut out by Anglin, releasing Thompson. Topi got there first. Akimo Jones on the ball. Almost getting ahead to it was DeMar Rose, but played out. Still in possession of Harbourview though. Ball spread to Jones. His first touch, good. Devontae Campbell though able to do some effective defensive work. Turns well, does Campbell. Deshaun Anglin there barged in and intercepted. Hardy. Ron Brown trying to connect with Fagan. Fagan gets it across. Thompson. Shaquille Dye did well there. Still alive for Harbourview. Good defensive work from Shaquille Dye once more. McCullough. Phillips. McCullough has space. Signs the dribble. Here's James. He's trying to connect with Guthrie, but Rose able to go the other way. Possession regained. Bradford losing it. DeMar Rose releases Deshaun Anglin now. Good work from Bradford. Still Bradford. Campbell now. Gets around Anglin. Gets it across. Brackenridge was calm and collected there. And Harbourview able to build again from the back. Here's Ron Brown. Trying to go around. McCullough does well. Gets by Phillips too. Rose.
Quite sure why that was necessary from Fitzroy Cummins, but yeah, nice move yet again down the left-hand side from Devontae Campbell. The pass was weak with the left foot, didn't make it across in the end, but again, causing more problems for Harbourview. They just can't manage his pace, Devontae Campbell.
James. Guthrie. Has been good in the center of midfield, has Guthrie. Can he keep that one in play? No, he can't.
Yeah, right idea from Daniel Green, but that pass needed to come with an angle. Too straight with the pass. Yes, it was overhit, but if it came with the angle, it would have given more of an opportunity. Was it Guthrie making the run?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good turn from James. Priestley recovered well. Intercepted by Topi. Hardling returns the favor. Thompson hasn't seemed a bit assured since coming on. Certainly that challenge gives credence to that. Harbourview players trying to placate the player down. Bradford has been under siege, holding his head. Medical team being summoned. Download the SportsMax app today. Get it on the Google Play or the Apple App Store. And watch so much sporting action courtesy of the SportsMax app. Download for free on either platform. And you'll enter a brand new world of sports coverage right at your fingertip.
Romario Palma there, looking on, part of the Harbourview unit, not in the squad today. But yeah, most of last season was a reserve goalkeeper. Then actually did well after coming on. Anthony Bennett was out injured, I think, at the time, and Amal Knight had gone overseas, and Palmer came into the lineup, had a couple of really good performances, but hasn't been able to keep his place. Paul Christie is back with the Gould family. They'll be a little bit happier now that Mount Pleasant are leading.
Good work from Guthrie. Diminutive, but certainly has made significant impact in the middle of the park as Romeo Guthrie. James seems favoured, but he moves away. Phillips to swing this one in. Phillips headed away by Fagan. Can he keep it alive? Yes, he can. Chips it forward for Anglin. Good play from Anglin. Good all-around play for Harbourview. And they play out only somewhat, though, giving possession up to Mount Pleasant. All the way back to Shaquan Davis. Topi. Possession lost. Here comes Harbourview with Thompson. Turning inside, gets it to Rose. Rose strikes, deflected. Good work from Ruan Brown, Sulema Kala. It's a goal kick for Mount Pleasant. Stewart. Still in possession of Harbourview. Here's Anglin. Loses possession. Anglin forceful with that challenge against Phillips. McCullough. Campbell back to McCullough. Intercepted well by Priestley. DeMar Rose now. Anglin. Thompson now on the ball. Played off Arden Harding from Fitzroy Cummings. Has delivered much less than it promised. Changes now being made by Mount Pleasant. Nathaniel James will leave the park. Shandy James enters the fray.
So too Daniel Green and Kimoni Bailey will come on. Green not really involved in the play much today, and Kimoni Bailey, who was easily their best player early on in the season in the first half a dozen games or so, scoring 4 goals before getting injured. Green, who's been in pretty good form. A pretty quiet evening, it must be said, for the Mount Pleasant number 9.
His most meaningful contribution, of course, that shot that tested Glenroy Samuel, that he palmed in the path of Shaquille Bradford in the initial stages. He hacked it, and then Devontae Campbell was able to convert. Malachi Sterling there, young player for Jamaica College, on the bench. Mario Phillips, national player, standing behind this one to deliver. Gets it in a dangerous area. Samuel. It's all the hustle there, able to get it in his hands and plays it out now. still alive there. Both players colliding. Anglin trying to thread it through. Medical staff being called for. Jamal Topi. Ron Brown also.
The Professional Football Jamaica Limited, PFJ, would like to thank the many sponsors of the Jamaica Premier League JPL season 2023 to 24. Title sponsors: Rare Nebula, SportsMax, Tuva, Phosphor Oaks, BM Group, Sagicor, Burst Auto, Lasco, Chemtech, Conservant, Juster, Connex, Mount Pleasant, Mastercard, Co-Aid, and others. Special thanks tonight to the medical services provided by Showtime Ambulance. Harbour substitution, Akimo Jones, number 3, replaced by Johnny Talbot, number 17.
Another change made by Harbourview. Johnny Talbot comes in to replace Akimo Jones.
And officially 74 minutes in the game.
What can we see in the final moments of this matchup? The level of action that we saw in the first half hasn't particularly been replicated in the second half. And if this kind of tempo, this aura to the game continues, it might just end up being another fixture that we survived through for the second half rather than really being excited. Not happy to see that at all. Jamoy Topi needing to be stretched off.
Unfortunate for him, yeah, it's been a bit anticlimactic, the second half. Not necessarily the same level of intensity, not necessarily the same level of quality in this second half. Especially in the 18-yard area for both teams. Not as expressive this half, unfortunately. Still over 20 minutes to go, though. You get a shot at there of Jamon Shepherd, who is in the stands. Arnett Gardens player now, who did represent in the Harbourview colours last season. And you're right, Topi is not going to be able to continue. Gawain Austin will be coming in instead.
Gawain Austin comes in for number 42. Topi.
Nephew of Rudolph Austin, was in the Portmore squad last season. Javane Bryan, who now has some company on 10 goals. Shaquille Bradford drawing level with him in second position on the goal scoring charts. Both behind Justin Dunn, who has 11, sole leadership.
Here's Harbourview with Fagan. Thompson. Priestley. Can they start something? Priestley from distance. And if I'm not mistaken, perhaps that's the first attempt on goal in the second half for Harbourview. And perhaps you would even call that on goal. Booted long by Davis. Stewart trying to keep it in play for Harbourview, does well. Here's Shandy James. Under pressure. Gets it to McCullough, who releases Devontae Campbell. Priestley. McCullough gets it across. Well blocked by Glenroy Samuel. Has a wry smile there between himself and Sile McCullough. And amidst all the yellow cards, it's not as if the game has really been dirty, acrimonious, yeah? It's just that there have been some rash plays and some cheeky moments from either team as well. Here's a corner kick in the area, punched away by Samuel. Campbell trying to follow up there. Falls to Cummins. Didn't have the first touch well.
Or the second.
And still alive for Mount Pleasant. Bradford. Throw it for Harbourview, taken quickly.
Poor passing from Harbourview, and now they turn it over yet again.
Here's Talbot. Sent forward. Trying to connect with Fagan, but was off balance and couldn't control. Here's Campbell. Turns inside, gets by one. Devontae Campbell off to the races. His pass was poor. Garth Stewart now tries to go the other way. Can this be the dawn of a new day for Harbourview? Garth Stewart gets the return ball. Blocked in his attempt to get it across. Still has possession, does Stewart. Kimoni Bailey plays it out for a throw-in. Mount Pleasant play it down. Looks to be Devontae Campbell.
Yeah, was walking back. It looks as if he got some cramp there, Campbell. He's saying substitution, and that would be disappointing. He's causing real problems for this Harbourview back line, and a little bit disappointing his pass. Don't think he'll be able to continue.
How about that cup of soup you promised me, Chris Taylor? Perhaps we should just send the order from now.
Anytime you're ready. It's almost finished though. Not sure how much food is left in there though. It just looks like
broth.
Yeah, just the liquid, just the soup. It's excellent. You'll probably need some tough crackers, as they would say, Dean Smith, to soak up some of that soup. Good old water crackers.
Perhaps I'll take the jerk chicken then.
I don't think you want to leave the soup behind. He should be charged for spilling some of it as well. You can't waste any of that soup. It's so good. Campbell, arguably a man of the match performance if things remain this way for Mount Pleasant. Big performance from their number 7. So hope it's not that serious, probably just some cramp.
Happy to see him able to walk off. Two more changes being made by Mount Pleasant. We'll give you information in a short while. Here's a throw-in from Harbour View. Timoni Bailey again playing it out for a throw-in. How about popcorn? It's all here. It's a family affair too. Sent in the area. Phillips boots it out.
Two substitutions for Mount Pleasant. Number 8, Lead Rankin comes in. And for LeBron Campbell, goal scorer, and number 17.
Leonard Rankin comes in for Romeo Guthrie.
Number 25 comes in.
And Kyle Overy replaces Devontae Campbell. Here they come the other way. Bradford. Still Bradford on the ball. Harding with him. Gets the pass to Phillips. Rankin touches it forward for Overy. Shandy James. Poor from him, but still in possession for Mount Pleasant. Rankin. Both teams have really lacked adventure in the final third. They played around at the back with great proficiency, but there hasn't really been much of a transition on either end of the park. Good steal from Phillips. Can he keep it alive? He was fouled there. Substitution being made by Harbour View. Loxley Reed replaces Rowan Brown. Kimoni Bailey to deliver this one for Mount Pleasant in the 80th minute of the encounter. Giving instructions. Bailey with the delivery. Header, free header there. Bradford unable to really get a telling contact.
Dangerous there from Anglin. Anglin is on a yellow card. Can't afford to slide in like that, Anglin. You run the risk of another card. Kyle Overy, very quick, the 19-year-old. Born in France, has lived in the US, has Trinidad and Tobago parentage. Talk about multinational.
Here's the delivery. Punched away there by keeper, still alive. Acrobatic attempt there from Sule McCullough. Talbot. Can Mount Pleasant complete the double in the league over Harbourview? Can Harbourview spoil the upper cart? A win for Mount Pleasant sees them return almost to the summit, you could say, just 1 point off Cavalier on 40 points. They'd go on 39 with Mount Pleasant.
Yeah. Harbourview haven't found a win against Mount Pleasant in almost 2 years, dating back to the start of April 2022. Last season, 2 draws. This season, it could very well be 2 Mount Pleasant wins unless Harbourview have a surprise in these final 8 minutes. They haven't really produced much in the second half. It's been mostly midfield play. A little bit too narrow from Harbourview.
There's an opportunity. Fagan unable to control though. Shaquille Dye was there. Still kept in possession. Ball over the top. Well handled there by Cummings. Jenny has some guests for us. Jenny.
Here for the Ray Nephew fan spirit, and it wouldn't be the fan spirit without Ray and Nephew. We have the girls here. She came all the way from over there. I called her. She ran very fast because we've been talking all day. What is this execution all about, and what are we supposed to expect from Ray Nephew and you and the girls?
So you're expecting Ray and Nephew bucket deal. You get a flask of rum, Ray and Nephew rum, of course, with a thing, which is a thing here, and a quartz. That's the big one, with 2 chasers, $7,000, and the flask, and the 1 chaser is for $1,800. The crowd is amazing. When you go to the people and you say, you can buy a bucket deal. You just sweetheart them, and they see the outfit, the Rhea Nephew outfit, of course.
Yes.
It's looking lovely.
Yes.
Thanks to Rhea Nephew. So we are pushing the sales because when you go to the people them and they like the words and what you can bring forth and what you come with. And it's so reasonable, like $1,800 for a flosser from and a thing. Wonderful. Who doesn't want to buy?
Well, I see you and the girls here in the first and the second match dancing. Some of them are in the stands walking up and down. The vibes is right. But what is your position so that when they see you, they know, okay, they can come to you?
Okay, so my position is I'll be walking around pushing the sales. I'm the sales rep. Okay. I'm also a dancer, but for now I'm pushing all the sales. I can see and dance with 2 move with if you buy a drink. No problem with that, but I'm the sales rep for the nights and the rest of the games.
And we should be expecting to see Rhea Nephew in the weeks to come because everybody has been asking, where's Rhea Nephew? Where's Rhea Nephew? I need my floss. So we should be expecting you guys.
Rhea Nephew will be being at every match. Don't miss. You're going to see the big Rhea Nephew sign, of course. We are always here.
Well, you guys got a chance to hear from Rhea Nephew what they have in store. So if you didn't get to come to Anthony Spalding tonight, make sure that you come to the matches in the weeks to come because they'll be here and they'll be here to stay. So back to you, Chris and Dean. Thank you.
Priestley there showing a yellow card. Final 4 minutes of the encounter as the Shandy James being treated for the SportsMax app moment, brought to you by the SportsMax app. The opening goal for Mount Pleasant. Guthrie to Green. He fired, saved, and Devontae Campbell finishing with a plum. Devontae Campbell having a great game all afternoon, all evening. Another look at it. The SportsMax app moment brought to you by the SportsMax app. Download the SportsMax app. Get it on the Google Play or the Apple App Store. Has since been substituted. Would love to hear from both coaches what they would attribute to the clear and obvious reduction in offensive output in the second half. Harbourview chasing the game, but you think they're in the lead with the amount of touches they have. Mario Phillips there, getting a bit wild against Breckenridge.
Yeah, I think Romain Breckenridge needs to be very careful here. I actually think he was the one who lashed out, and it's silly because he's already on a card. And he almost seems like the instigator there, Breckenridge. Being a bit ridiculous. Your team is trailing 2-1. You don't need to waste any more time. You just need to get on with it. Your team needs a goal. DeMar Rose is off and Hemmings is on. Just about 2 minutes to go. Breckenridge should actually be helping to get the play going.
Phillips with the delivery. Headed away by Stewart.
I think that was a bit of a step from Kimoni Bailey. Wondering what Christopher Mason is seeing there, but I think Bailey stepped on a Johnny Talbot.
Here's Anglin. Harding was offside. Seven additional minutes to be played at the end of the 90.
The fourth official indicates 7 minutes, at least 7 minutes of time to be added.
Rankin. Managed to get a draw in the dying moments of their encounter against Malines, did Mount Pleasant. Can Harbour View return the favor? Shanda James to Rankin. Blocks the read there. Whistle on the play for the tug on the shirt of the captain, Salim Akala. the Loxley Reed. Tavar Hemmings on the ball. Manages to get the throw in courtesy of Sule McCullough. Not seeing the kind of urgency you'd expect from a team trailing. Gunning to get into the playoff positions as well. Five of the 7 minutes added on elapsed. Here they come once more, Mount Pleasant. Kimoni Bailey trying to get on the end of it. He gets a shot off. Can there be late drama? Ball played upfield. Amar Thompson now on it. Another throw in for Harbourview. Amar Thompson might be shown a yellow card there. He will be. Impetuous.
Certainly racking up the yellow cards. Christopher Mason might soon be out of space in terms of making the record. There was a push in the back from Phillips. Ooh. He's lucky that that was just a yellow card. Thompson, you just don't put your hand in the opponent's face like that and shove. Very lucky just to get away with a yellow, maybe because of the open palm. But still, he was concerned though.
Here's a chance. Shaquan Davis equal to the task. Christopher Mason has seen enough of this encounter. It's been in the jungle, but the second half certainly hasn't rumbled up a lot. But Devontae Campbell has definitely stood out in this encounter for Mount Pleasant. And his performance is certainly worthy of a Man of the Match award. Harbourview would have started the account with a goal courtesy of DeMar Rose. But Mount Pleasant were easy and confident, and they showed their quality and their class by gaining momentum and getting the go-ahead goal courtesy of a penalty converted by Shaquille Bradford. And it's 3 points in the bag for Mount Pleasant away from home. Quite a distance away from home too. Ludler Bernard has a lot to consider as his team continues their on and off performances this season. Still in 9th position, looking for hope for the top 6. Harbourview 1, Mount Pleasant 2. We're in for Jamaica Premier League action. Christopher Mason sent this one going. The late kickoff on the Monday Night Football. Early in the encounter, Joshua Anglin to DeMar Rose to the back of the net. First goal of the encounter for DeMar Rose, and what a pass that was from Joshua Anglin, showing his quality. 2 minutes in, they would have broken the deadlock. Harbourview, good quality being shown. Composure from DeMar Rose, certainly not one known for goal scoring exploits, but quality is quality. Shaquille Bradford darting forward, got it to Guthrie. First time touch to Daniel Green, he fired first time, saved initially, but into the business area. And Devontae Campbell, after Shaquille Bradford had missed kick, he was able to finish. Devontae Campbell, the number 7. His second of the encounter of the season, Devontae Campbell. Beaten at the near post. They would come again. Devontae Campbell in the thick of things. Going, darting forward. Akimo Jones left behind. And the penalty was converted coolly by Shaquille Bradford against his old team. At the start of the transfer window, he was a Harbourview player. But Waterhouse, the parent, the owner for him, would have sold him to Mount Pleasant. In the first half, another ball across the Harbourview line, but it was handled by Suley McCullough. Devontae Campbell again, darting down the byline and sent it across. And Bradford at the end of that one, but he was offside. Second half action now. Easily handled in the end after the danger was shown. Devontae Campbell, so many great moments for him, releasing McCullough, and that one at the near post was palmed away, was played away by Glenroy Samuel. Suley McCullough trying the overhead kick there. And another attempt, courtesy of Kimoni Bailey. That went over the top. Christopher Mason had seen enough. Here are the full-time match statistics. Harbourview, only 1 shot on target from 3 attempts, 4 from 6 for Mount Pleasant. Some 25 fouls in this encounter, and it produced 10 yellow cards, 6 of them to Harbourview. No red cards, 4 offsides, 3 to Harbourview, 1 corner to Mount Pleasant, 2 saves made by Glenroy Samuel. Mount Pleasant with the lion's share of possession, 53%, and the majority of goals, 2-1 in favor of Mount Pleasant. We stand by for the interview with the man of the match.
Devontae back into the starting lineup with a goal, earning the team a penalty. How do you feel about your performance overall?
Well, I feel very proud for my performance. You know, I was away for a while, you know, and to come back and get a goal and winning the penalty, you know, I couldn't ask for a better start.
Tell me about that experience as well. Not many local-based players have necessarily had the opportunity to explore their trade in England. At Charlton Athletic yourself, what was that trial like?
Well, it was a good opportunity, and I just knew that I had to go and grab that opportunity with both hands, and I just went there and did my best, you know.
And talk to me about playing in another culture. What was it like exploring football in England?
Well, it's much different, you know. They have better surfaces, and you know, they pass the ball a lot quicker, a lot faster, you know. So you have to be technically good, because you know they mostly focus on technique. So you have to be technically good, yeah.
And I'm sure they enjoyed your speed as well.
yeah, they did.
All right, talk to me. You came off a little bit early as well. How is the leg? How is the left leg? Not a serious injury.
Well, I hope not. You know, we just gonna go back and assess it and see what's it.
Being back into the starting lineup, I know that was a bit frustrating for you throughout the season. How important is it to you to get regular playing time in the starting 11?
Well, it's very important, because I know my quality, and the coaches know my quality as well. So you know, the more game time I get, I can create more, I can help the team more, and I can hopefully get more goals and assists.
Continue to enjoy your play, Devontae. Rest up that left leg. We hope you return well for next week. Second goal of the season. Congrats again.
All right, thanks.
Devontae Campbell there, player of the match. A goal for him also, winning the penalty for Mount Pleasant's second goal. Ludlow, you couldn't have started the match any better. It was again that link-up that we spoke about, Joshua Nanglin, Demar Rose.
Yeah, but clearly it wasn't good enough. You know, I thought I would give it all. Just unfortunate that as our 2 breaks, we conceded, you know. And again, this is probably about the third time this is happening in 3 games, whereby after a break, we concede a goal. I keep insisting that we have to concentrate for better.
Must have been disturbing to you as well that, okay, yes, you had the lead, then you lost it down 2-1, but then the discipline of the team fell away, needless yellow cards, and probably losing the focus.
I wouldn't entirely say indiscipline. I would say probably incompetence on the part of the officials. And I tell you straight up, I think they were extremely poor today. But I'm not going to comment on that. I defend my guys today. I thought the battle was hard. A lot of the calls that Mount Pleasant got, we probably should have gotten them. You understand? I just figured out the referees just exercise a different kind of balance today.
Coming into the second half, as you said, just a goal down. What would have been your words to the team?
Clearly you didn't want to concede again, and I think probably Mount Pleasant suspected that we were going to be coming at them, and they really did tighten up at the back, which probably gave us a little bit more. I thought that probably a little bit more service going into our forwards would have helped us a bit, you know. What we needed to do was just like leading to the first goal, just continue to be patient to do our build-ups. Every single time we make patient build-ups, I think we can make inroads into them. And that is a positive that I see coming out of the game, and I want to use it going forward.
Great to leave with a positive, considering you had a loss.
Yes.
Ludlow, as you look to close the gap on the top 6, of course, as well. It's still
there. But everything is matched out, right? This probably is one of the games that we figured out that would have been kind of dicey. But we have it matched out.
Keep working hard. All the best for the weeks to come.
We will. Thanks.
Ludlow Bernard there, certainly a taskmaster, unhappy with how the run of play might have gone when it comes to the officials and coming out on the losing end of things. Tapa, as you expected, this was going to be a tough match. It was a tough match, but your team showed the resilience needed to get the 3 points.
Yeah, it was a high-intensity game, as I said before. It's something that we expected, but one of our problems in the first half, the way we started the game, 1-2, we wanted to play in middle instead of going out wide, because that's where our threat is, and that's where we needed to play to hurt this Harbourview game. But I think after we started that, we get back into the game, you know, and that's it.
One of the things you'd have had to have looked at coming into this game, and you would have rectified, when you conceded against Malines last time out, it took you the entire game almost to the end. That level of resurgence, that appetite. But right away after conceding against Harbourview here tonight, there was that appetite to get back into the game and to go ahead.
Well, yes, I think we didn't panic. You know, we maintain our patience. You know, as I said before, we use the width of the pitch, and that's where we get success and get back in the game.
I know for you it must be critical as well to maintain that top 2 finish, so the automatic through to the semi-final. You're back into second position, putting pressure on Cavalier. I guess that's where you want to be.
Well, again, we want to take it game by game. You know, we brush ourselves off tonight and look to the next one. So it's a game by game situation. We just have our destiny in our hands. We just have to do what we have to do.
Safe travels back to St. Anne. Enjoy the 3 points. All the best.
All right, thank you.
Congrats again.
Yeah.
Full results for match week 18. Cavalier beating Limehall 4-0. 2-all draw between Malines and Portmore. 1-all between Treasure Beach and Dunby Holden. Tivoli Gardens a 2-0 over Humble Lion. 0-all between Montego Bay United and Arndt Gardens. Waterhouse today beating Veer United a 0-0, and Mount Pleasant, as you just witnessed, beating Harbourview 2-1. That's the roundup of matches in match week 18. Here's the table after 18 matches played. Cavalier and Mount Pleasant, the top 2 teams, 40 and 39 points respectively. Tivoli Gardens, Portmore, Arnott Gardens and Waterhouse round out the top 6, 37 points, all the way down to 26 for Waterhouse. Dunby Holden on 24 and Montego Bay United on 23, ahead of Harbourview and Veer, both on 19 points. Humble Lion and Malines round out the safe places at the moment, 18 and 16 points, and the relegation zone has the 2 new teams to the Premier League, Treasure Beach and Limehall, 8 and 7 points respectively. Full-time score: Harbourview 1, Mount Pleasant Academy 2. That's Monday Night Football here at the Arnott Garden Field, the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex. See you next time for more Ray and Jamaica Premier League action.